Ingram was actually here last year for semifinals against Hale, but they lost. And they're hoping to get this win against Franklin. But everybody's been saying how this is their downgrade this year for Ingram since they lost a lot of their seniors. And honestly, the potential is still there.
Yes.
There's still a lot of great players out here on Ingram. So Jalil with the catch. And Darren saying back with June Rapasura behind the disc with a great throw to Jacob Perez, looking for Williams. Franklin's doing a really good job of being patient, being able to spread out with the disc, losing a lot of their space with their really big unders. Zach, oh, not Zach. That is not Zach. Oops. Is Jamin, I believe so. With Achilles with the disc, looking to Williams back to the middle. And then looking for Jamin on the sideline. For Otis.
Knocking on the doorstep for Franklin's first point, and there it is.
Yes, and a catch by Jacob.
Jacob managing to keep that inbounds. Looked like it was going out, but he managed to toe the line perfectly, knew what he had to do with his body, and he exceeded it.
Franklin's now on the board. You can see Otis being very patient, looking for that one person, and that is Jacob being able to reach and keep his toes in the line, which is great.
Both sides of these teams have extraordinary coaches. I know that Kelly Johnson just came off of a loss in semifinals to go to nationals, so I bet she wants more than anything her team to win this semifinals and exceed to the finals.
And Franklin's being coached by Miko and Bryce Dixon. I personally have been coached by Miko in my middle school years, and Miko's honestly the greatest coach ever. Like, I remember I'd be so scared to even like be around Miko, but honestly, don't let his height fool you. He's still a complete beast. So Otis actually was one of the star players for YCC bankroll this year.
Yes, definitely.
And seeing him on back in the summer and looking at it now, he's balled every single time, especially in bankroll and here on Franklin. He's been the star player ever since. And Otis literally can...
Otis Williams is just an astounding player. And a little fun fact about him is everything I do is for Dev and Ryan. And we love that. We love that. Center the disc to Kyder Vasila.
See Franklin doing a little poach D, or I think it's a zone right now with Smith on the mark, Nakash, and
you can see that Ingram's getting a little, they're getting a little stressed with the disc, seeing how, a big poach. Akash almost came down with that poach block, but always see the catcher D's. My bad, Ryan.
Ryan went almost with that. You can see Ryan almost, you can see, had that D, but an Ingram player was just able to snap that out the ground, and an open Ingram player was able to get in the end zone. That was number 8, Leo. Ingram's doing a really good job of being able to like poach off and see the open space, because no matter if it's a zone or if it's a junkie, someone's always going to be open. And with Ingram, I've actually played against or with some of these kids, and not gonna lie, they have a lot of really good potential. Like,
definitely.
Like, have you played with any of these people?
I actually have not had the chance to play against any of these people, or even with any of these people.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
That is Kimmy with the massive pull. Glad to see Kimmy back on the field.
Oh, Jalil almost fumbled by catching the pole.
Otis Williams with one of his famous
June
wind-up hucks.
Rapasura catches it just in front of their end zone. June looking for someone to reset. Looks to Jalil. Swings it over to Otis. Looking for that open space, looking to be able to throw. Otis doing a really good job communicating with his hands. Ooh, and throws a nice throw to the Achilles on the break side. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I got too excited, sorry.
So many Franklin hands went up for that, but sadly nobody could come down. Oh, we seem to have an injury. That is
called.
Jacob.
I actually played with Jacob, my middle school. I played with some of the Franklin people, and Jacob is honestly an outstanding player. I remember like his freshman year, he took a break off frisbee, and now he's back and better.
I would have never known he took a break off frisbee, seeing how he's playing.
He's doing outstanding, and Jacob is currently a junior.
All the players taking a knee. That's one of the things that I love about frisbee. When any injury is called, all the players around the field will take a knee, just supporting the injured player and hoping for their well-being.
More respect. I respect that.
Yeah. Some discussion between the players to decide if it was a foul or not.
But Franklin does have a lot of connections. Like, as you can see, there's a lot of juniors and seniors on this team, and a lot of them have a lot of connections with each other, and thinking that when the seniors leave, how will Franklin turn out? But I don't see no change in Franklin. There's honestly still such a strong team.
Franklin actually coming off with a huge win against Lakeside in the quarterfinals on Universe. Uni. Lakeside
crazy.
Is a team to beat. They actually were runners-up for the Seattle Invite 2018, so I'm sure how excited the South End was for this win.
And the score, that was an easy open space look to Jalil. You can see Franklin starting to get all hyped up and all excited.
At the end of the day, Franklin was down 3-0, I believe, and they just came back 2 points. They're definitely in this game.
There's a lot of intensity in this game. And, I mean, if you notice, there's not a lot of jitters on the field right now. And shout out to Frank Nam. Happy birthday, Frank. Been a Franklin coach for so long, being able to stick with Franklin.
Gabby, if you were Ben Snell talking to your team right now and they had just suffered Franklin taking 2 points, what would you be telling them? What would you want them to do differently?
We have to stay tight.
Yeah.
We have to be able to make open space and communicate a lot with each other, because there's so much pressure on all of us right now, but at the end, like, we need to make open space and we need to talk a lot more. And, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they look like they've been doing it for years. They look like they have no pressure on themselves.
Big pull by Otis Williams.
Nice.
That was a flick in the rain.
I can't even catch in the rain.
Seems to sail out of bounds, but that went the entire field.
So,
so that's Kyder Vossila picking up the disc. He is going to bring it
into the middle
where it went out of bounds, and then start game from there.
Franklin setting up a person D, I believe so. Oh no, actually it's Poachy.
Glad to see that Jacob is still out on the field and his injury wasn't too severe to have to step off.
Ooh, and a hammer. Ooh! Yes, and that was Jamin with the D. To Otis. Back to Jordan Smith. Back to Otis. Looking to Jordan to the middle. To Akash.
Definitely expecting to see Otis do a lot of his famous
Ooh,
hucks.
miscommunication. They're busting deep, and it's a big huck to Franklin. And it is brought down in the Ingraham end zone.
That is number 5 with the score, Jack Hills. And Jack Hills is a freshman.
Wow.
A freshman being able to have those
Oh,
hops.
he's a freshman.
Yeah.
You can see Kosh trying to get over that, but
he really
wasn't
played
able.
it safe. He went up with 2 hands for that catch. He
Yep,
was not playing around trying to get that one-handed catch off. He definitely was like, nope, I want this one.
Most definitely. I would have wanted it too. You can see Franklin is not hanging their heads down at all. It's only the first half.
You have 72 minutes left to go in the semifinal game, and you're only down by 2. So much can happen.
If you've noticed, Jalal actually has been one of their main handlers, also accompanied by Otis. He's been he's played for Aki, and I remember playing against him in middle school. I was like so scared because he's just so good, and
he is the definition of height doesn't matter in this sport.
Height never mattered, Angelina.
Sorry.
Jalil is 6'4", if you guys didn't know. That was a big pull by Kimmy.
Jalil with the disc in the center. Ooh, Franklin setting up an invert stack, but they're quickly adjusting, seeing as Ingraham is putting on a zone look. A little bit of a pretty wide cup, I would say. But Jalil is just doing his job, and he's doing it well.
All I know is Jalil only grinds for his team. You can see June with the disc, and now they're stuck on the sideline with Jacob. Dishes it back to Achilles, back to Jacob, now to Jalil. Big swing over to Darren.
You can see that Achilles is actually repping his Seven Hills jersey. If those of you that don't know.
Oh, and a big bid by Darren. Oh,
little bit of
a turn. Got too excited for that bid there. But yeah, it was a great bid.
We see someone streaking deep.
Ooh, and that throw is being, and Jacob is there to defend. Can I just say how high he got? He probably got like 12 feet off the ground. That was really high. And you can see Jalil picking up the disc, dusting off the rain. Jalil and Otis are probably doing a really great job of being able to work the ball back with June too. Unfortunately, Jalil couldn't try out for YCC because he sprained his ankle. That was a great throw to June by Jalil, and the huck is being thrown to Achilles. He's looking, and somehow the disc was a little tilted, and Achilles tried to save it. You can see Franklin doing a little bit of a poaching in the lane, and it's taking effect into Ingraham.
We can see on the live stream that we actually have a lot of green is gold and do it for the South. That South End.
That South End love right there.
That South End love is really just showing through.
You can see Otis Williams with the disc in front of the end zone. It's a little pass to Jalil. Tries to get it in.
The Penguins slid that one.
Looking for Jacob. Easy score for Franklin. You can also see the determination that Franklin has in this game.
We see that outstanding bookends from Jacob. He just got that D, and then he got the score.
Most definitely. You can see Jalil being able to throw a very low pass to Jacob and being able to book it, to play it safe with those two hands and spiking it for that disc. So there's a timeout called by Franklin. Have you played with any of these kids, Angelina?
I have
Well, like probably like on Franklin.
not played with any of these players, but I actually have. Actually, no, I have played. When I was on my first year of YCC, which was around 3 years ago, I played for Hydra. I got to play mini with a bunch of these players who were at the time on U17, Otis Williams, and well, now they go to Cleveland, but David Zhao and Martin Lee. I actually had the chance to coach with Akash, who is on the
Oh, we did.
Yeah, on the Franklin team,
Yeah.
and being able to coach with him and see his output as a coach, and now being able to watch him
And
play,
playing,
I can just see how great of a frisbee player he is, just all around.
Yeah, most definitely. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of love from the South End to Franklin.
Yeah.
A lot of love. Everybody's family, and there's a lot of people saying actually on the live stream, green is gold, because green is actually gold to Franklin.
Definitely with Cleveland coming off of that loss against Seattle Waldorf in the quarterfinals, you can bet that Franklin wants to bring home the win to the South End right now, so they are fighting for the South End.
Most definitely. You can see that Franklin is fighting. I was talking to their coach, Miko, earlier, and he was saying how he's really proud of how this team has came, how the fact that they aren't afraid to lose. Like, they play with pride and they play with love. And that's what interests me about Franklin, is how much they put their heart and soul into this team. And to each point they grind, and they only peak at the right times, and how much they
100%.
play, and it's just incredible seeing how far they've came.
This is a pretty tight game between Ingraham and Franklin, the score only being 4-3, and they've already taken up around 20 minutes of playing.
You can see the crowd cheering on Franklin. There's a lot of love on the sidelines right now. That's a big pull from Franklin, and picks it up, centers it
Kiter
to Kai.
Basila.
Ooh, and a misread, overthrown a little too much.
Franklin looking to get this break right now.
So, Rapasur with the disc, looks for a handler.
Some clogging, but
There's Jamin with the disc.
Jamin seems to be able to clear that up a little bit.
Otis looking for that hook. I know he wants to throw that. He looks over to June, throws that hammer into open space. Oh!
And that is a perfect hammer to June. Really just fell into his hands.
Looks at Otis. You can see Franklin starting up in end zone. Looking at June. Ooh! And a nice read by June, being able to score easily to Ryan. And he is not inside the end zone.
Knocking on the doorstep for this point.
You see Otis looking upline, clearing out, looking to Delano. Delano looking.
Ooh,
and
Delano has my number.
Looks at June. June looking to Smith. Ooh, and it is just slipped right out. Hey, it's raining.
It's raining. The rain definitely has a huge impact on this game right now, and I'm just astounded by how well all of these players are playing when they have to throw a piece of plastic that is covered in wet rain.
Yeah.
And they're doing it so well. They're doing it as if it wasn't raining at all.
So Ingram threw a turn, and there seems to be a foul called on the play.
June and the Ingram player seem to be talking this one out.
You can see actually a lot of working up the disc here in this game, and turns out it was not a foul. Good sportsmanship there for Ingram.
Looks like the call was retracted.
There's a lot of working up the
Pressure
field
ball.
and being able to cut under a lot, because in the last semifinal game, it's just a lot of hooks. A lot of hooks in that last game. So it's good to see them being able to work. So Otis with the disc with a nice bladey throw to Jamin, all on the sideline. He's looking, passes it into the mid for June. Looks for Otis. Otis dancing to get the disc but doesn't get it. Clears out. Looks for Smith.
Slicing throw to Otis Williams.
Otis looking in a nice, ooh, and then Jordan almost gets the goal again, but it just slips out of his hands. And Jordan Smith is a captain, and he's only a junior. It's pretty surprising.
Otis Williams with a good heads up D. Looking for a reset, but he hits
Otis
June
looks for
up
June.
line.
Oh! Did he catch it? Jordan Smith just taking risks at this point.
Seems to be like he hit his head coming down on that catch, though. But that catch, as we watch this replay,
You can see
holy
Otis.
moly.
Otis looking for June, but misses it. And Jordan looks back and reacts and catches it and keeps possession. But it seems that an Ingram player...
You can definitely see that since he had just dropped the past 2 points attempted, he wanted to give it his all, and he wanted to come up with a highlight, and he most definitely did.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah, third time's a charm.
And in the end zone again. They can't rush this. They're looking, Ryan's looking for an open.
Ooh,
And too bladey of a throw. Looking to hug Ingram.
That is number 3, Luca with the huck.
Ooh,
Kyder
two
Vosila.
people. And that was an Ingram score.
That was an easy rundown score by number 6.
Number 6.
You can see that Kai just came down on 2 Franklin people. And you can see number 5.
That was number 5, my bad, Jack Hills.
That was Jack Hills with the score.
As being able to run it down into the end zone. Ingram's doing a really good job. I just think that it's all out of miscommunication in this game.
Yeah.
Franklin had a lot of opportunities, but it was just a lot of little mistakes. Franklin needs to tie it down right here. You can see on Ingram, they are pretty tall compared to Franklin.
Yes.
And also, you can see Ingram's getting ready to score this point. You can see all the fire they have and all the determination they have.
We're going to see Kimmy hitting this pull.
So Kimmy with the disc. I've never actually played with Kimmy. Probably just talked to him.
I think I watched him play in one of the U17 games he was on.
He took a year off to play some golf and came back on.
Otis Williams with the disc. A nice good zone coming
tall
from,
zone.
Yeah, from Ingram right now.
Ooh, nice look from Jalil.
Franklin seems to be unfazed by this cup. Oh, ooh, that's a big block from Ingram. That is number 32, Sama.
Ooh, looking at those big unders. Ingram is coming up with a lot of big unders right here.
Yeah.
Ingram's doing a fantastic job right now of being able to use open space. A timeout is called by David Atwood.
So Gabby, I know that you actually got to play against Ingram in the mixed semifinals. How's that?
It was It was tough.
Yeah.
It was really hard. Not gonna lie. Cleveland had 3 teams,
Mhm.
A, B, and C. I was playing on A, and I was a sophomore. Being able to play under lights for my first time at
Yeah.
Foster's, it was pretty scary. Especially like I've never played mixed at that high of a level.
Mhm.
I remember my freshman year, Cleveland won B division, but playing for A this year or last year, kind of it was a different experience knowing that we were playing under like in a big professional stage against Ingram from the north, coming from the south.
Yeah.
It was really different, and knowing that Cleveland had like a 2 point like hold, like we were up by 2, but Ingram just came on down and scored on Universe. And not gonna lie, it still affects me to this day. My heart kind of hurts a little bit, but it's still good to know that we both were like the top 2
Yeah.
high school
Playing
co-ed.
against the Ingram team, do you see a bunch of the same players on this field right now?
No, a lot of them were seniors.
Yeah.
A lot of them were seniors. And looking at it now, it's like I have no clue at who some of these people are. But it's so good to know that they're just so good.
A quick little shout out to number 42 on this Ingram team, Jamie Cuffman. He is a captain, but he's actually out due to a concussion, but I'm sure he's here supporting his team right now.
Most definitely.
And that must be a hard injury to have at your semifinal game, not being able to play.
Not being able to play, watching your
especially as a
teammates.
captain and as a senior, I believe.
Ooh! Ooh! It slipped out of the hands on Leo's hands. Franklin with the disc. Ooh!
Oh!
And a bid!
A massive layout
Bid number
deep by
32.
Sama. Sama's a junior, Gabby. Sama's a junior.
Man, that dude is so good. Yes, and then number 9 with that big under, Tommy Palmer.
Kimmy with the disc. Oh!
Ooh! And June with a bid, but Ingram with a score.
Kimmy just really sliced that up the sideline to a point where nobody could get it except for his receiver. Even after June's amazing attempt at a layout.
That was crazy. You could see that Kimmy right there is looking for his options and just easily slices that backhand. You can see June trying to attempt the layout, but number 32, Salma, just pulls it out
With a little dance
with
at the end.
with his little like tip out spike right there. Ingram's doing a really good job of being able to swing it and get it off the sideline, and those fast breaks. They're doing a really great job.
You can see a bunch of Ingram cheers. Oh, Ingram fans here cheering for Sama right now. We also see a bunch of the South End fans here supporting Franklin, no doubt, all wearing their Franklin gear and really just, they want the South to bring home that gold.
Yeah, it's been a while since Franklin has been to semis. I think it was 4 years ago for the boys. It's been a while, and being able to be here now is pretty scary, knowing that they're here to uphold this title and being able to go into finals against Hale.
I know that Franklin's girls ultimate is actually one of the best in the
Most
state. They actually won the past two girls states. Was it 2? Yeah. And then they got second place in invite against Roosevelt. So Franklin just has a really strong ultimate program.
Yes, most definitely. You can see Jude faking that huck. Looks to Williams. Centers it to Jamin. Dishes it back to June. Looks to Jacob. Jacob's actually a lefty. He's doing really good. Looking to Chen on the sideline, stuck. Raymond Chen is actually a captain for this Franklin team. Passes it to Jacob along the sideline, looking to Raymond. Raymond doing a really good job, staying patient. And Williams with the disc, looking for Jalil with an easy upline score.
We love that little kick spike he did. This, if you want to do some crazy spikes, this is the game you do those crazy spikes in.
So much energy, so much adrenaline rush.
We see that Otis Williams and Kimmy matchup. They actually played together on Seattle Olympus, I believe. Was it Olympus?
Bonsai.
Bonsai, Seattle
Yes.
Bonsai. So they probably have a, not only a teammate connection, but also a rival connection? Sure, we'll go with that one.
So everybody, game is to half. Oh, game is to half. Game is to 15. Half is at 8. And we have 52 minutes left on the clock for the first. And we're in the first half. That is not funny, Angelina. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm just really proud of both of these teams coming out on a Halloween night with all of these fans too.
I want candy.
Kind of wish I saw some more costumes in the stands though. Did you dress up for Halloween, Gabby?
Me, myself.
That's kind of lame. Just kidding. Just kidding.
It's kind of crazy also too. It's like the battle between each side of Seattle, the south and the north.
Yeah.
I don't know about the north, but
I think just, I don't know. I know for the south end, Frisbee is a really big deal, and I also think that that is very true for the north end as well, especially since one of the top teams who is actually going to finals, Nathan Hale, is from the north end, and they probably have one of the, if not the strongest Frisbee program in Seattle. So I know that a bunch of these north end teams really want to. Oh, massive sky by Kyder Vossila. Is that in though? No, seems to bring it out.
So centers it back to David.
I know that Ingram probably wants a new North End champion right now, and so they're trying to make it to finals, and they're looking to beat Hale and be just, you know, the North End team to beat.
Yes, and that was an Ingram score. That was great looks. You can see that they're just, Ingram's getting those easy scores right now, easy passes, and that's what excites me. It's how well you can be able to place to this and be able to play it smartly. You can see it was just an easy backhand throw.
All of these Ingram players always going up with two hands, which is something.
It's safe.
It's such a nice quality to have. I know a lot of players, they want to go up for that one hand. They want to, you know, show off a little bit. But at the end of the day, if you are in a semifinal game and you're looking to make it to finals, you want to just secure that disc.
Two hands.
So this is actually the second semifinal. We just had Waldorf play Hale, and the score was 15-10, bringing Hale to become the new, well, just securing the first spot in the finals. We had Waldorf beat Cleveland Ultimate in the quarterfinals game yesterday, which that was a very big game. We had Waldorf go up 7-4 against Cleveland, and then we had Cleveland bring it back to go to Uni. I just know from you being from Cleveland, Gabby, did you see a bunch of these players just go ham? Because I know I actually had the chance to get to know some of these Cleveland players on like a personal level. David Zhao and Martin and you know, Nico and those people. Yeah. And I know you're pretty close with them. So how do you feel? How did it feel watching this Cleveland game?
I'm not gonna lie, like I've known all of these players for so long.
Yeah.
And watching them, it hits me in the heart knowing like they worked so hard to be able to, like, they're only juniors. Like
only juniors,
like some of the Cleveland players are just only juniors, and I know for sure they worked so hard. And seeing the ultimate, like Cleveland Ultimate program go up that high at this state,
especially Cleveland
incredible.
Only graduating 2 seniors?
3 seniors.
3 seniors off of that entire team. They are definitely going to be a team to beat next year.
Believeland.
And we actually have Ingram with the disc right now. That's Kimmy being marked by Otis. That is a really fun matchup. Oh,
Ooh, and a slight
oh,
trip.
maybe not a foul. Jalil just kind of knocked his own feet together and fell down.
You can see Franklin's doing a really good job of keeping their poachy D. Or, yeah, keeping
We
their
have
poachy
a legend actually on the live stream right now, Hazel Ostrowski, saying, "Let's go Quakes."
D. That was a D by Otis Williams. Ooh, and a great D by number 4, Kimmy. Both teams are playing really great D on each other. Ooh, and a big swing. Oh, ooh.
He got that on the second attempt, though. Really good heads up, keeping with that disc, making sure that
Make a double play.
Yeah.
Swings it back to the middle for that break. Otis with a great layout. Almost in the end zone for Ingram. And an easy score for Ingram.
And
that was a score, and that's half for Ingram.
That's half. Ingram takes half, 8-4 over Franklin. I'm excited to watch the second half and see if Franklin can, push the pace a little.
I'm excited to see Ingram, actually. I'm excited to see how Ingram takes this second half.
Yeah.
And also I'm excited to see how Franklin adjusts to both mistakes, and same goes for Ingram. I'm just excited to watch the second half of this game. So that's half, and we'll be back. welcome back. Welcome back to the second half of the high school state semifinals against Ingram versus Franklin. Ingram took half, and during that half, I noticed Franklin having a real talking about like this is what we need. And actually, in state finals, Franklin girls were actually down.
The exact same score is now 8-4 against
I think it was
Northwest. No.
Oh, Nathan Hill.
Nathan
It
Hill.
was actually no,
No,
not Nathan
no.
Hill.
Northwest. Nathan Hill. Northwest. Yes. See,
Northwest.
Gabby.
Okay, they were down against Northwest, and that just shows like this Franklin boys still have the potential
Yeah.
to being able to pull it right out of the bag. Centers it to June.
Ingram putting on their fancy little zone look again with really tall people in the front so that they can really
And almost a bid. And look and see Jacob with the disc. Looks to Darren, to Jalil. Franklin's being, miscommunication slipped out of the hands of Jordan. Kimmy picking up the disc. Ingram has a lot of patience being able to move it up the field, especially with Kai's handler movements, getting those quick unders,
Yeah.
and being able to get those uplines and those resets. So Franklin's locking in on their D right now. Darren on Kai.
Ooh, a little too far for Kai Drvosila, but that was an amazing attempt to
see
save it.
Darren Kropp with June on the disc. Swings it to Jamin. A little too high, but Jacob still comes to pull it down. Jacob looking for Jalil. It's saved by
Again?
Jordan Smith. Jordan is just saving the day, honestly, with all these. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and Franklin comes down for the score. That was a good look. That was honestly a great look by Otis, giving an inside flick to Jacob. If you can see, we'll see on the playback, you can see Otis. He doesn't have to do much.
He didn't even pivot.
He just
kind of threw it.
He just
was just like,
threw that.
here you go,
You
Jacob.
can see Jacob being able to secure it, making sure that he's in, and he catching it with two hands.
I know that you come from the South End, Gabby, so what do you think Ultimate is in the South End?
It's something unique in the South End. It's not something that's like out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Like from the North End, it's a typical sport for you guys, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys, it's like, when it comes to Frisbee, all we think about is like the North End, but like the South End has been really pushed up, but when you're in the South End, it's Frisbee.
Yeah.
That's our main source. That's where everybody knows each other from. Everybody's comfortable with each other. Everybody is cool with each other, and everybody loves each other because of what we do, and that's being able to play Frisbee with everybody. Like, even, like, sometimes, like, people just hit up people, be like, let's go play mini down at Jefferson. And everybody, like, so many people come down to just play some mini with a bunch of South End people. That's what I love about being in the South End.
So Ingram is receiving Kai Drvosila with the disc right now. Kai Drvosila has to be one of Ingram's most outstanding players.
Most definitely. Looks to...
Ooh, and we have a fancy Otis and Kai matchup.
Ooh, Otis almost. And Kai looking... You can see a lot of handler swoops.
Ingram just doing a really good job of not cutting each other off.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And a lot of communication coming off from both teams right now. Oh, really?
Little trip up between Achilles and Otis.
Just A pick. Okay, a pick was called.
Number 3 with the disc, that is Luca, who is a sophomore. I believe Luca actually played for Seattle Space Jams this summer. Or was it Seven Hills? He
Seven
played Seven
Hills.
Hills, my bad.
You can see that easy. Yes,
That is
it's
a
Ingram
nice
score.
Number 8 with the point, that is Leo. Leo is a freshman. All of these freshmen are just doing massive things on this team right now.
If you've noticed, I think I've said this before, but all Ingram scores have been easy passes. As you can see, Luca just threw that with ease. He didn't have to really worry about like being able to throw such a hard throw. But yet Franklin is still in this game.
Yeah.
What about you, Angelina? How's it like being up in the north compared, like being able to see a team coming up north and then meeting in the middle to play someone from the south?
I think, well, I actually come from a pretty small school. I come from Seattle Waldorf, and we have around only 80 to 100 people in our school. And Waldorf is like Frisbee is our main sport. So I definitely think that a really strong community, like school regarding Frisbee would have to be Waldorf, just because that's what we focus a lot of our time on, and we actually have some superstars on the Waldorf team.
Yeah.
Adam Jamal being able to play on Junior Worlds with actually June as his teammate.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that whether you're from the North End or the South End, just the fact that YCC, programs like YCC and Seven Hills, they bring us all together and they make us teammates for life. So not only do we get to play against each other, but we also have opportunities to play with each other, which I think is just an opportunity that is amazing.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So we see Ingram with the massive, big pull.
Jalil going to pick that up, but that is just out of bounds. So we have June actually.
June being able to center it to the middle.
Now we have actually person from Ingram for the first time in a little bit. We have June with the disc right now, and number 32 marking him. 32 has been all over this entire game. Sama, he is a junior, and he has just been making plays left and right. So I'll be excited to see him play next year as a senior.
You can see Otis with the disc looking downfield. Throws that big huck into open space.
Jacob.
Is that Jacob?
Yeah. Definitely, I think
that
was
a score
some
for
two
Franklin.
essential players for this team right now in this semifinal game would have to be Otis and Jacob. I've been seeing Otis huck it to Jacob for numerous points, and Jacob always seems to come down with it. Otis always seems to execute a perfect throw. So that's probably some brotherly love connection right there.
They've always, if you've noticed, Jacob's been scoring on the sidelines, being able to watch his feet and tiptoe, and being able to make sure he's in.
So how about you, Gabby? Do you want to give a little description of you as a Frisbee player? What teams have you played for? How long have you been playing?
I've been playing since like middle school, honestly. I even played against you in middle school.
Yeah, I remember that Mercer against Waldorf.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that.
And honestly, like, I've just grew as a player. Like, we both grew as a player, and knowing that I came from Mercer all the way up to like where I am now, playing for YCC Seven Hills, and I actually got the opportunity to go and try out for Junior Worlds back in February, and it was a really great experience.
I think it's crazy that we both met each other in middle school, playing against each other, Waldorf versus Mercer, and to know that we would become friends and not only play on YCC together, but Seven Hills as well, and just become friends on and off the field. I think that is crazy that Frisbee can do that to people. I'm sure a lot of these players on both of these teams, and also on all the other teams that are in the semifinals, and just the league in general, they probably have bonds with people they never thought that they would have bonds with, but they were brought together because of all these good programs.
Making me cry. So Franklin has a disc now, and the disc is in Williams' hands. Swings it all the way to Rapasura, and sees Jacob again receiving, going deep.
A call
A
on
call.
the field?
Something happened.
Maybe a travel?
Jacob's been killing it this game.
Oh,
He's been
not
a
it.
really major receiver.
Maybe a foul on the catch. Number 3, that is Luca.
Something happened. Not sure what happened, but something happened. So brought back to June with the disc.
Ingram only leading by 3. Franklin is in it to win it.
Another
Big
hug. Oh, and it's deed by Ingram. That was honestly a really great deed with a really great read.
Ingram has a bunch of players who are just so good at heads-up Ds. They always like come down with the disc no matter if it's to them or not. Just because, oh, that was a nice throw from number 10, really moving his mark. That was David, who is one of the captains of this Ingram team, up to number 11, Darby Dervasila. So that is Kai Dervasila's little brother.
Yeah. And Ingram with the score.
That's nice to have a pair of siblings on a team. That's nice.
That's a lot of connections.
I love that.
You can see Darby throwing it to number 3.
With the Cruise 2.
To number 21, Ian.
Let's go, Ingram!
You can see that the Ingram and the Franklin sidelines are starting to get a little loud. They're literally on their feet right now. I am not over exaggerating that.
Yeah. If you were this Franklin line right now, Gabby, what would you be thinking if you were down by 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? If you were down by 4 with only 28 minutes left in the game.
Time to eat, man.
Time
Honestly,
to
like
eat.
honestly, repping the South End is a big thing, especially coming from like a South End school.
Yeah.
I would just be like fighting till the end. It doesn't matter like what the score is at the end. It's just like you fight till the last point.
There is actually 18 people on this Franklin team, and 6 of them are seniors. So this could potentially be one of the last games for 6 of these seniors. So
Jalil with the disc. Misread. Miscommunication by Jalil to June.
Seems to have a little nerve showing for this Franklin team, hoping they can really just reel it back in. Number 9 with the disc.
Ooh, and Jalil with
a
layout block. That was.
yeah.
He's only 6'4", guys. Only 6'4". See Otis with the disc.
Let's see.
Telling them to come under. You can see Jalil. Jalil's doing a really good job of being able to give and go with the disc. You can see Chen with
Jalil
the.
is an 11th grader, and he has quickly become one of the best players on this Franklin team.
Most definitely. And a huck that is thrown.
Let's see.
Jacob!
Oh,
Ouch.
Achilles. Jacob tried to grade us that seams.
But he kind of slipped on the
good.
concrete. You can really see the determination when it
Yeah.
comes to Franklin.
100%.
Yes, don't you kidding?
A little fun fact about Jacob is he is a pro Call of Duty player. He doesn't wear laces, and he
has a taper.
He has a taper. I don't even know what a taper is.
For your hair.
Oh, how great. How great. Ingram
gets
number
that.
96 with the disc. That is Matthew Ryan.
Almost in Ingram's, does a little dance and gets it.
That was
Gets a score.
That was some good footwork by number. I'm sorry. Number.
But you can see Sunju in front of the end zone.
That was 32. Oh,
looking and
again.
just a simple.
Number 32, Sama.
They're doing really good. Ingram's doing a really great job of being able to communicate in those fast breaks. Isn't it? Oh.
No, you go.
Isn't it true that Waldorf girls has such a small roster?
Waldorf girls has a crazy small roster. We actually made it to quarterfinals last year for the first time in Waldorf history, being led by Carly Campana, who sadly graduated and now goes to Carleton College. Carly, come back if you're listening to this. Thank you. Anyways, we had, I think, 10 people on our roster, and having to play with that little amount of people was definitely one of the biggest challenges I've ever had. I remember we were so small that we couldn't even field a team to go to Seattle Invite, that we actually combined with Rainier Beach, and we ended up getting third in the entire tournament, losing to Franklin on uni in semifinals. So
that's crazy.
That's just another example of how we came from the north end, Rainier Beach was from the south end, but we played together as if nothing even mattered, because at the end of the day, we have one thing in common, was that we all loved Frisbee.
Wow. That made me shed a tear a bit.
Getting deep on this mic, bro.
Oh, wow. You can see that Ingram's doing a really great job of being able to communicate within this life, especially Ben, being able to tell his players like what to do and what he should expect them to do.
Me and you have actually both got a little taste of Ben's coaching. He coached us on Blue Squad 2 years ago.
Yes.
Ben is an extraordinary coach. He has the perfect amount of seriousness and silliness, and he is all over. I miss Ben. I remember at Seven Hills tryouts 5 days ago, he was one of the coaches there, and when he was coaching my team, I was like, gosh, Ben, I miss you.
See Ingram with that big pull. And June with the disc, and Otis. If you haven't really noticed, Otis, you see what I did there? If you haven't really noticed, Otis, June, and Jalil and Jacob actually have been on consecutively.
Even Achilles.
Yeah, most definitely. Just see how hard they're both working, or all of them are working. There's Jamin with the disc, and he shoots a hook to June.
Oh, that one seems to be coming out, but
he tries to toe it in. No clue if that was in or not. Oh, it was in.
Oh. That was some good spirit from June, though. But that was also a crazy run from June. Even if that disc was trailing out, he still gave it his all and tried for an
Ingram with
big
a hook. Ooh, and it was too far.
Too far for number 88, Eamon. Eamon. Yes. Jacob with the disc now. Back to Otis.
Ooh, and Otis with a hook to Jacob again. Let's see if Jacob can pull this down. Ooh, ooh. They both number 9, Tommy and Jacob, come down. That was a great read from both of them, though.
Kimmy picking up the disc on the sideline, marked by Jacob. Swinging it over to number 33, Graham.
Franklin's doing a really good job of being really poachy and being active, especially being active on defense. Yes, with June with a D, and looks over for Ryan. Ooh, and that was a great layout D attempt from Kimmy. Being able to put a little bit of pressure D for Franklin. That was a nice throw from Kimmy. It's going deep.
Oh,
Almost. Almost for number
Almost
7,
caught.
Frost. Jamin with really good pressure D. You can see Franklin's working up their, with the handlers.
On both these teams, we actually have 9 seniors on the Ingraham team, and we have 6 on the Franklin team. So you best believe that all these seniors are playing their hearts out on this field right now.
Who wouldn't?
Nice little throw from
Ooh,
Otis
that
to
was
Achilles.
a nice round.
Achilles is also a former YCC player.
For Bonsai, yeah.
Bonsai.
See Otis working. Looking deep. For Jamin in the end zone. That was a great score for Franklin. You can see a little bobbles in there from that point, but both teams were working really well and being able to be really patient with the disc. You can see Otis securing with 2 hands, being able to look for Jamin deep, putting a little bit of a nice floaty touch for it to be able to reach for him.
Fun fact about Jamin is he's actually an 11th grader, and he is 1/3 white. He's 1/3 of the white guys on the team, and he is the tallest dude here. We love that, Jamin.
And this is actually the first year Franklin has had more than 1 white player on their team. Especially coming how this is such like of a South End team. I personally, Cleveland that personally doesn't have any white people on their team, but it's honestly really surprising to see like 3 of them rep Franklin here. Especially Jamin, Ben.
Ben is actually on the line right now. He is the only one wearing a green shirt. Ben is an 11th grader, and I look like Larry Bird loves ginger. We love that, Ben.
Great to know, Ben. You can see Otis with the disc right now. This has to be Franklin's.
Ooh, we also have
strongest D-line.
another former YCC player on this Franklin team, Raymond. Let's see.
Raymond played for Bonsai. So
Kai.
Franklin has a really good chemistry, especially because a lot of them played for YCC too.
Huge, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful huck by Kaider Vasila. Luca reads that like a charm. Is he in? Is he in? No, he brings it back, taps that disc in, and with a little shimmy, hits his player. That is number... Oh, friend.
So you can see
Beautiful
Akash trying to
read
get
by
that D
Luca.
and brings it out a bit because it was not in. It was a walk-in. And looks at
Oh, he
David
hits. There we
to
go
hit.
again.
David Ashworth.
Raymond with the attempted layout D. Came close, but...
So reminder, game's up to 15, so Ingraham has 3 more points to be able to play in the finals tomorrow.
No, Saturday.
Yep, Saturday.
Kimmy pulling the disc again. How about you, Gabby? Did you do anything for Halloween?
Watching some Frisbee? Great
Did you
way
dress
to
up as
stay.
anything for school?
No.
Gabby!
Did you?
I was a baseball player. I was a football player last year. Maybe next year I'll be a basketball player.
Okay, Angelina. Okay. Okay, we can see Kimmy has the disc getting ready to pull.
17 minutes left in this game.
17 minutes is a lot of time. That's a lot of time.
Franklin
Angelina.
only being down by 5 with 17 minutes to go. If any team can come back, it's definitely Franklin. Jalittle with a nice fake up to Otis Williams. Otis, thinking about the hammer, decides to reel it in.
Otis doing a really good job being patient. Ooh, and a nice scooper to Chen.
Beautiful
Chen
cup
looking
from Ingram right now.
to Jalo, looking to Chen for a nice upline. Looking to Darren Croft.
We're at the Franklin score. Franklin 10 to
Ingram seemed
Darren
to be
Croft.
really strong with their
Number
zone in
7.
the beginning of that point, but once Franklin figured out how to adjust, they just cruised right through.
You can see Chen being patient and looking for Darren easily in the end
Darren
zone.
catching a great throw under pressure with his defender right at his back, and if there is any point to spike something, it would be that point.
Darren is actually the shortest. Oh no. Sorry. Sorry, I was looking at my notes and it said that he's actually the shortest player on the team when I do not think that is true. But hey, height doesn't matter.
Height does not matter.
Although Darren having a brother undergoing through things, the whole Franklin is doing all of this for Darren's older brother, Devin Kropp. If any of you guys have been to any of the Franklin games, their cheer is DEVIN for Devin.
You can even see that on a lot of these Franklin jerseys, there's number 7. And I know that Devin was even a player for Seattle's bankroll last year. And so this year, they actually dedicated this entire YCC experience to Devin, and they put him all over their jerseys. And that just proves how strong Frisbee is. We even have Jude wearing a bankroll shirt with Devin on it right now.
And Jude actually designed the jerseys that Franklin wears according to Devin.
A bunch of Franklin support in this live stream. Oh, we have Casey in the live stream. Hi, Casey.
Hi, Casey.
Casey actually coached me and Gabby on the U20 Seattle Sauce YCC team this past summer. So big shout out to Casey.
You can see Ingram giving a lot of big unders and Franklin locking up on that D.
Ooh, a sneaky throw to number 43. That is Kyder Vossila. A little head spike there.
Last Ingram goal.
Ingram within 2 of securing the last spot to finals against Nathan Hale.
You can see, ooh, it was a backhand. That easy pocket backhand to Kai. Kai's been a really key player to this game. He's been making a lot of plays.
I think he's even wearing some gold cleats. So
I know for a fact that when Kai leaves Ingram, it's going to be like a major change.
For sure. Especially just when 9 of the 9 seniors on this Ingram team graduate, that's going to be a whole line and a half of players that are just going to be gone. That's going to be their captains. That's going to be some of their star players. So I am really I'm excited for the growth of Ultimate and to see what both of these teams do in the later years. We see Kyder Vasa rolling out on the sideline. You can definitely tell a bunch of these players, these key players, are going to be playing over and over again throughout this semifinal game. So they are definitely going to be wanting to take care of their body and hydrate. So we have Kimmy with the pull down to Franklin. You can laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you. You can see Darren, and June with a nice
Otis
with the
Williams.
bookends. Otis with the fat bookends. You can see he's in front of the end zone. Easy pass to Jacob again. That connection we've been seeing this whole game. And that was a Franklin score.
That's some brotherly love right there.
We'll see in the replay.
No.
Never mind.
Let's see if Franklin can get some breaks and just get a few points on that scoreboard right now. I know that Ingram is probably feeling really confident in the position they are in right now. They have 13 on the scoreboard with 12 minutes left, so that's a good position to be in, but the game's not over, so.
Who said it was over?
Nobody. I'm gonna kick you off that chair.
Honestly, both teams are doing really good, being able to keep possession. And both teams are playing really good D, tight
Yeah.
D especially.
We have 3 of the same players that have been playing almost all this game on Ingram right now. 3 of their star players, Luca, Kaider Vossala, and number 10, David. 2 seniors and 1, I believe he's a junior. Luca's a sophomore.
Oh.
My mistake.
Whoa. Crazy.
Being a sophomore and being one of their key handlers, that must be a really great feeling to have. Number 10 centering the disc with
David.
Little. Otis kind of poaching off a little bit from Kai on the sideline. Ooh, a nice switch from June and Otis.
So you can see Ingram's just giving fat unders right now.
Luca with the disc again. Let's see what he's going to do. Up to Kaider Vossala. Kai shoots it. Oh, a crazy good
layout grab.
catch. That is number 10. That is David. He is having himself a game. David, one of the captains on this team and a senior, David Otwood. He's just all over the scoreboard right now.
Look at that nice clean grab.
He knew what he had to do, and he did it perfectly.
That was a great read too.
So Ingram is knocking on the doorsteps to becoming the 2nd team in the Disc Northwest Finals, 14-9 over Franklin with only 1 point to go, and they're actually starting on defense. So let's see what they do. Let's see if they push through and they get that turn. And you can see a lot of nerves on this Franklin team right now. A bunch of them just trying to hype each other up. It's go time.
You can even hear on the sidelines. It's all Franklin.
If any team knows how to cheer, it's definitely the South End teams. Now we are actually pretty close to the Ingram side right now, so you can hear the Ingram cheer pretty loud. That is June picking up the disc.
You can see June centering it into the middle. You can see Achilles on the sideline. Looking downfield. Looking at June for that major upline. Being able to look at Otis.
June was pointing, but then he decides to hit his reset Achilles, guarded by Kai.
He's making sure to make really good communication. Seems like Franklin's just cutting one by one. Oh, and Achilles wide open with that hammer score from Otis.
That hammer floated perfectly into Achilles' hands.
Yeah,
all he had to do, he had to stand there, he had to wait for it to get into his hand. It was a perfect throw to the point where his defender couldn't come and D that. That was a really well thought out play.
You can see Otis is just looking, and you can even see, you saw Achilles point to go towards the back of the end zone, and you can just see him just tracks it down and scores it.
Let's go, Ingram!
Number 99, oh, that is not 99, Achilles. Number 23, Achilles, who is a senior. He loves to eat, sleep, and cuddle. He does like to eat.
You can hear the sidelines getting louder and louder.
This could potentially be the last game, the last point of the game, as Ingram is actually receiving from Franklin. So Franklin is going to put it all out on the field right now, and they are going to give it everything that they have and more. You can see a bunch of the Franklin fans, a really big turnout. We even have some of the Franklin alums here. We have Mark
Munoz
and Latrell. Yeah. Just all of these fans coming to support their team. Number 54 with the catch. That was Logan. Back to David. Back to Luca.
Ooh, Jalil almost with that grab.
A
Crazy
crazy good
Crazy layouts.
heads up play by number 9. That was Tommy Palmer. And here you have it. Oh, there's a call on the field. Call on the field.
Celebrated a little too early right there. But there is a call on the field.
Number 8, Leo, a freshman with the disc right now. Let's see what he decides to do with this disc. 6 minutes left in the game. 10-4. What's the outcome?
Now Franklin is locking up on the D. David on the disc. Big swing.
Run down by David. Little flippy throw to Kai Dervasla. Kai on the end zone line almost. Back to David. Back to Luca.
Franklin is really tying down their D right here. And
there you have it. Ingram is your second team to advance to the finals for Disc Northwest. They will be playing Nathan Hale on Saturday the 3rd. This was a game to watch. This is the same exact score as the previous semifinal game. 10 to 15.
Well, that was honestly the game to watch.
That was
no doubt.
Both of these semifinal games are crazy.
Most definitely. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you all for tuning in to watching the high school state semifinals from Ingram at 15 and Franklin at 10. I am Gabby Payoyo.
And I am Angelina John Tech Coca. And
happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.